Hey, America's the greatest country in the world. Welcome to our preview of the RNC, the Republican National Convention. Now, before we do this, we must take a moment to talk about the RNC in the context of the Democratic Party right now. It's amazing. I've never seen the Democrats so such free fall, just devouring themselves. It's brutal over there. You just hate to see it. My first thought was that it's kind of a shame that this convention has to divert attention away from the Democrats imploding. But I don't think that's right. So I think it's better for Trump and for Republicans down ticket if Joe is on the ballot. You know, Big Mike comes in, maybe everyone gets real energized and this changes the game, right? I think Republicans want Joe on the ticket. I think Trump wants that to be the case as well. So maybe taking some time away from Joe, giving him a little space. Let's release a little bit of the pressure off the old man. Get well soon, Joe. Get well soon. Take some rest. I hope you get over your cold. So maybe us focusing over here will let that dust sort of settle over there and keep Joe in the race. Every day he's in the race is better for Trump, so it's all good. Or maybe the counter is that they'll get rid of Joe during the RNC to divert people's attention away from Republican unity. Because that's what next week is. It's 4 days of unity. It's a time to tell the American people what the Republican Party stands for, which is all MAGA right now. A convention like this, where everyone is behind a candidate, unlike whatever they're going to do at the Democratic Convention in Chicago, this RNC convention is all about unity. It is the troops staging, it's the troops staging ground before war. This is a time when Republicans, many of them physically in one location, can get together and get fired up before it's go time on the final push. Compare that to the last convention that the Republicans had in 2016. Do you remember all that? There was all this talk about a contested convention. Oh, there's outsider by the name of Donald Trump who came in and he was bull rushing the entire Republican Party because Jeb's going to be the guy. Remember all that? And Trump just ran him right off the stage during the debates. But so many Republicans hated Trump and they wanted to kick him out and they couldn't do it during the primary, so they were going to do it during the convention. There was all this talk about a brokered convention, a contested convention. Remember, Mitt Romney was calling on Republicans to vote for anybody but Trump at the end of the primaries to keep Trump from having a majority of delegates so that he wouldn't win on the first vote, and then people could vote their conscience and vote for other candidates. John Kasich, this was going to be his big path to victory. Ted Cruz, Mr. Vote Your Conscience himself, was jockeying for that top spot. It was chaos. And now, 8 years later, it's the Trump party. It's unbelievable. Never been more unified since the Democrats in 2008. Even if Joe were well, their convention in Chicago is going to be a disaster with the Hamas patriots out in full force, making a riot of everything. But now their conventions, it'll be a riot. It's just like hilarious on top of being like actually physically a riot. But the Republicans have smooth sailing. On Monday, make America wealthy once again. Tuesday, make America safe once again. I'd like to edit, if only we could talk to the chair of the RNC, which we will in a moment. I'll ask Laura, can we get rid of the once? You know, remember thefacebook.com? Now it's facebook.com. I think we gotta get rid of the once. Make America safe again. Make America strong again. That would be foreign policy related. Then Thursday is Make America Great once again. The party also released their party platform. It all looks pretty good. 20 main points. And number 1 and 2 both have to do with immigration. No other topic gets 2 points. Right? So number 1, seal the border, stop the migrant invasion. Number 2, carry out the largest deportation operation in American history. They're not shy about that one. It's number 2, all capital letters. Number 3 was inflation, but immigration took number 1, the number 1 and number 2 slots. Again, we'll talk to the chair coming up in a little bit, the chair of the Republican Party. I talked to the chair of the platform committee, Senator Marsha Blackburn, the other day. She said the goal was to keep it short and sweet, 16 pages, easy to print out and share with friends and family. This is what the Republican Party stands for, and next week is the chance to show people that this is who we are. Stuff all the way down to, I think number 17 or 18 is only women allowed in women's locker rooms and women's sports teams. Crazy. What a bunch of extremists. So what are we looking forward to next week? 50,000 people are going to be in town. Milwaukee. It's going to be in the home of the Milwaukee Bucks. Trump's going to speak on the last night, of course. Vice President speaking the day before on Wednesday. Trump will speak on Thursday. Hosting it in Wisconsin was a very good call. Wisconsin is the closest of, it seems right now, the closest of all the swing states. Right? What is it, like 7 or 8 swing states or whatever? I say the reason I'm hesitating a little bit is because now New Jersey is close. Like Wisconsin and New Jersey are tied, right? So who knows what a swing state even is anymore. But before the debate, at least, it was a dead heat. I saw one poll recently where it's up by 6. But still, Wisconsin's very, very close. 12. So in the last 24 years, there's been 12 elections in Wisconsin, big major elections, 12 elections where it's been decided by less than 30,000 votes. Think about that. From the governor's race, the last governor's race was less than 30,000. The last Senate race, where Ron Johnson won by less than 30,000 votes. Even the presidential race, 2016, Donald Trump won by 23,000 votes. In 2020, Joe Biden won by 20,000 votes. It's always been that close in Wisconsin. I also hesitate about saying it's close in Wisconsin because the poll came out in Iowa, and apparently this poll in Iowa is like the gold standard, rock solid. Whoever does this poll at the Iowa Register is like 100% on lately, these last few elections. And the last poll, and this is before the debate, Trump was up 18 in Iowa, right? So, near Wisconsin next door, how much holdover is there? How much crossover is there? But anyway, good call for the Republicans to have this in Wisconsin, just to prove the Democrats panic about it. This was a fun post from Politico. This, again, was also before the debate, talking about how Trump or Biden is not doing well, even in Milwaukee. Now, one point about the location, there has been concern. I haven't heard anyone talk about it recently, but there has been concern about security at this convention site, which is protected by the Secret Service, so we got that going for us. But I was talking to, again, Ron Johnson, the senator, and he was very concerned about this. There is a designated security zone, they call it, or First Amendment zone for protesters. And his argument is it was way too close to the arena, that everyone had to walk by the protest zone in order to get into the arena. There's a park just 1 block away. So I took this picture from Google Maps, and you can see this park right across from the convention arena. And that's where the Secret Service is putting all the protesters and all the people who want to show up and cause trouble, all the Hamas people, I suppose, right? And the Republicans are like, whoa, can we move it to this other park, which is about like a mile away instead? So you can see in this map here, the other part they want to move it to is in the southern portion of the map, and the northern part of the map, you can see the arena. And there's that green spot right to the right of the arena. That's where they're currently having the free speech zone. And you got to walk past that in order to get inside. Just for comparison's sake, in Chicago, the First Amendment zone is 3 miles away. So the Democrats were smart enough to say, we don't want those people nowhere near us. That's not going to be the case, or at least it hasn't been the case in this Wisconsin one. So we'll see how they take care of that. Hopefully, we pray that is never an issue. So what shall we look forward to at this Republican convention? This is the Republicans' time to shine.